Welcome to Turn Right Machine Works. My name is Keith. Okay, we got a pretty good fusion right across there, and we know we got a good depth there. This really hasn't pulled out that far. We're going to go ahead and see about squeezing that together a little bit. That's pretty good. I'm rotary burred down in there, and there's no gap or no split down in there, so we got it good and tight. All right, but I'm going to go in there quite a bit because I want to make sure that I got a pretty good fusion on this thing. All right, I like that. A little bit of Alumatap burning off of there. But you know, I find that you can do a rotary burn. Alumatap is not really poisoning out your weld. You can see how clean that is right there. Alright, I was going for a penetration in as far as I could. Now I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit on here to build up. Alright, now we're going to attack it from each of the sides. Now this rod, I'm using the 4643 again. Alright, now I've gone all the way around this piece here, and I'm confident and I like that repair. I'm not going to do any grinding on it at all. I am going to go ahead and add just a little bit right there, just so that I know that I have just as much material that was in here before, and I think I can hold it just like that. Okay, that's all, just a little arc on that pin right there. Alright, that looks good. Now, we want to go ahead and we want to put just a little dab right there and there to keep those low areas satisfied. Alright, I got this clamped in here now, and we're all happy with this up here. It looks pretty good. We're going to put a little dab right there and a little dab right there so that we can make sure that we got enough support underneath that horseshoe piece again. Alright, I think there's enough buildup on here that we'll be able to grind those down, and we'll run the pistol drill back through the back side of those holes. That'll be all pretty well squared off. But we got enough overhanging on this edge right here, I believe. Yeah, it looks pretty good to me. Alright, I think we fixed it. Alright, we went ahead and we sanded around here with our Welding, and we lightly kissed this in here, and then we took the flapper disc and we rubbed across here, and you can see this hole's partly covered, and this one here is partly covered, but that's what we wanted. We wanted a little bit of rollover onto those areas because that's where it was peeled back this way here. Everything looks nice and sound over here. Alright, so what I want to do is I have a 203 drill that I'm going to poke. You know, that's the size that these are designated at. Okay, and I have a drill here, and I'm going to put the drill in here to go ahead and drill those out. But instead of worrying about clamping this thing down in and dialing those out, alright, I'm going to go ahead and take a piece of aluminum, and I want to go ahead and put it in the vise. But let's go ahead and put a parallel on here, set this down, and now I'm flat and I'm level. Alright, so now I can take my drill bit and I can bring this down where it's comfortable, like right there. Now I can rest this right on here without the fear of having a line and everything, and I'll be able to go ahead and run this down in here and drill those out. Alright, now I am going to move this in a little bit, and I'll show you why. Just because the thickness of this starts ramping up in here, and all I want to do is hold that flat with where that's at right there. Alright, so now I'm just going to hold it steady, let it center itself, and come on down. And this is a waster piece, so there I just open up that hole, let it do a ring job on that hole. Alright, now we're good to go on those two holes. Alright, so we've got basically our two repairs to our parts that incorporate the cylinder. And, well, we do have to go ahead and we're going to put this in the vise, and we're just going to squeeze that back level. And we're going to go in and wire wheel these again, and then we're going to go ahead and check this fit and make sure that we can get this guide going through here and that everything works fine with those. Alright, we came back with these and we got these all pushed back in straight in line. Alright, now this is going to go through here. Of course, we're not assembling it yet. We're just checking the alignment here of the cross pin and the yoke here. And that can go from side to side on that hole. That's good alignment right there. Okay, I'm happy. We got that full motion exactly like it was. Looks like it's true, straight in line. Alright, we're good to go. I think we can concentrate now on the mounting bracket. Actually, we can go ahead and put the cylinder. Well, no, we okay, now we got to start straightening out our components. We got that to straighten. This has got a little bit of a bend. Those two are got to be 90 degrees and opposing each other. Alright, before I fire this beast off here, basically what I'm going to be doing is, you can see how this pulled these two ears back like this. So this is almost vertical. These are leaning out there. So I have to put it like this and press that back down square. Once I get that pressed down square, then I have a little jig that will hold this thing up here like this, and then I'll be able to push down on there and suck that centerpiece, push that down and suck that flat. Alright, then I got this piece here, and this is a little bit dished out because this is actually pulled down, so this is like sagging a little bit. Well, I need to push that back up. So I'm going to get this piece here, and then I got a ring here I'm going to put here, and I'm going to press down. We're going to get this to raise up. With that in there held up, and that held pressure down, I'm going to take and I'm going to hammer this in so that that bends back 90. And that's how I'm going to straighten out these two pieces here. Actually, we'll go ahead and we'll do this one first. Wedged that back over because that was spinning. Alright, we're set with that now. Now we can go ahead. That's a better place to hold that. Alright, now we can go ahead and we can tap that back square. Pry it out just a little bit. Alright, we're getting ready to smash this down straight because these ears are bent back this way here, and you can see that sticking out. So I'm going to go ahead and stand this piece right up on the edge here. That back down flat. I like that. Alright, now we need to go ahead and push this down inside there. And we do that. Alright, I got a hollow cup here, and we're letting that stick down in between that hollow cup. In fact, we're pushing that edge right there all the way over to that edge there. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead, and I think we're just going to use the end of this and watch it carefully there. Alright, it's held down. If I can squeeze this with a pair of channel locks, that's what I'd like to do. No. But we did straighten out that ear. Now we just need to get that folded so it's square. To do that this close to the end. Bring that down. And then tap this in. That's pretty square. I think I'm going to let it fly like that. Alright, we got two parallels or two pieces in here underneath, and we should be able to use those as added push support there to flatten that out. Got most of it out. We're doing pretty good. We're going to change to this piece here now and add this in here, a little stouter. Okay, that's pretty good. We got to get some height up here so we can squish this down here. All right, so we got these up here like this. We're going to let this sink down through the hole here. And we're going to push that right there in a second. We need to go higher, study. There we go. All right. Okay, we got that 90. Now we got to go ahead and fix this one here. I think we're going to grab that one in a vise and with a big crescent wrench. Alright, we got that in there. And let's see if we can tweak that back straight. That wasn't too hard at all. Alright, now we probably will have to press a little bit down on here, but we did get that. We got that pretty good. We're going to put something under here and press down on here. We're going to try to get that tweaked. Now that was where we were worried about it being cracked, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to wire wheel that and we'll check that out. Alright, now we got these two screws before we can put everything together to straighten these out. And really the only way I could see to straighten them out is go ahead and put them in the vise here. And we can go ahead and grab them with a pair of pliers, and we can kind of straighten them out a little bit. Alright, that one's pretty straight. Alright, let's get this one kind of like that. And then we get it under here. Alright, I like that. We got both of those pretty straight. Alright, straight enough to put back in there and hold the rest of that stuff together. Alright, we're going to start putting the cylinder together here, and we're going to go ahead, and the first thing we know is the felt wiper. We went ahead and put this with a spacer behind it, cranked it in a vise and a little brass ring. It's kind of a little bit distorted, but it did flatten right back out again. Alright, let's get this back up in here. And we'll just get that through there and hold it. Eyeball our screws. They look like they're going to fit just fine. And we'll go ahead and get our Phillips there. And here's the other one. Okay, now let's go ahead and put on our rings. We already know that these are all universal. They can go on any direction and any side. And we put on the E-clips. Okay, and they're all in there. Alright, now we got the spring. Spring goes on here. And we can hold that spring in, and we're going to rotate or twist the lock on here. Alright, we're going to go get our grease and our never seats, even though we know that some of this stuff has got some good lube in there. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and spin this back down. And we lock that. Alright, we're not going to bother cinching that on there any tighter than that. Alright, we're going to go ahead and put the rubber on here now. And we're going to put a dab of grease in between here. Alright, that's going to slip on there. And then it got a lock washer and a nut.
Alright, good to go. Alright, that's all back functioning. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put on our cylinder tube. And the worn out area, we're going to make sure is on the atmosphere side of this. And here again, and it worked good before, we're going to cram in a bunch of super lube in here. Kind of coat this all up all the way around. And there we go. It's on there. Wipe the hands off. Okay, here's the other end cap. And we're lubing up the O-ring. Put the O-ring on here. Doesn't hurt to have some smearing on here. We don't want that to get rusty. Alright. Now we can go ahead and get our other bracket and put our screws through. Okay, and we're going to put the two bent bolts on the bottom. And these are the two bolts that we're on. The other side. Okay, now the two that were bent. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and just lightly... Picked the wrong one. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and grab my little 3/8 wrench for that side. No, it was 5/16. Alright, we're just going around so that we can tighten this up equally. Okay, little motion, good. Okay, final tension now. Alright, we'll go ahead and we put in the fitting here. They'll get that in the right direction there. We couldn't find our half inch. Alright, and I think it was facing down. I will point out that that's loose and they'll need to readjust that. Alright, and we just want to make sure that we are operating fine again. Okay. Alright, we're happy with that. Alright, now what do we got here? Okay, we got to attach this back to the frame. And it was just like that. You know, I'm not real happy with why is this bolt not as long as that one? Find them? Oh, yeah. Cool. Okay, this we're gonna change out this bolt. This got another sandwich plate here, so we should have a little bit longer bolt so that it's got enough threads on it.
There we go. Well, we got this together once again, and you know, it's somebody's driving techniques that brought it back in here. And sometimes when you're doing a job, no news is good news, and you really don't get any feedback of how good it is. But when it comes back and it's actually it's your repair held up and it's broke somewhere else and pretty extreme like this was, it's a pretty good feeling. I mean, you do the best possible repair that you possibly can, but when it comes back and you actually see how well your attempt was, it's pretty pleasing. All right, till next time, get her done. I have to laugh. This little cylinder is like the stock market. It goes up and down in value from day to day. It comes in here, it ain't worth much. It goes back out, it's worth something. You know, the value keeps going up on this little dude. You know, these full-size RCs I work on? Couple more trips in with this thing and I'll be able to retire.